your ice bucket ran out of ice, and now I'm drinking it straight, and it hurts. Welcome to the Bottle of the Brown Podcast, episode 101. We are recording on the 2nd of March in the year 2024. We've got a great show for you today. We're talking about a rebuttal to episode 76.
So like a follow-up. So like you and I can rap right now.
You and I need to do a follow-up to episode 76.
So 76. And so, you know, what did we end up seeing after a whole year of new rules?
What I recall was that you thought the pitch clock was bullshit.
I did.
You thought the defensive shift was dumb.
Well,
and you really had no opinion on the size of the base.
No, I agreed with the size of the base. I think the defensive shift killed the offense, and I think getting rid of it would be beneficial to baseball. And I thought the pitch clock was stupid.
Right.
Now, a whole year later.
What did the data say?
The data said the game sped up by over 30 minutes. And look, you can call me out, but like at the end of the day, were the games faster? Yes. Okay, that's the answer. So the games are faster, which is honestly a positive.
They were about 20% faster.
Yeah. So what did this mean? If I started a game at 7 o'clock, like normal start time in your whatever central you're in, it was done by like 9:10, which was weird. Like you were done with baseball by like 9 o'clock.
Your average game time was 2.5 hours.
It was 2.5 hours. And in some cases you can get short. So that was actually like a positive piece. I think the base bigger. I don't think we really saw that necessarily. Like you can look at the data in the sense of what was the injury of this and what was the injury of that. No big deal.
I would never make it.
And so then you had the other side being the shift. I think you did see more offense. And I think the shift actually realistically is better for baseball. So those are the three things. And I think the follow-up would be that it was definitely good for baseball, what they decided to do. The pitch clock.
Yes. Talk about the pitch clock. Are you wrong? This would be really big.
Am I wrong? You. It depends on what side of the plate do I want to be wrong on, in the sense of, do I think that the game is better to be shorter? Look, the attention span of the fan today is too short. It's just, they're not going to want to sit through a 3-hour game, but would they sit through a 3-hour or 2-hour and 10 minute, a 2-hour and 20, 30? Yeah. The answer is yes. As a fan, I think what was really interesting is what you really found was when you went to a game, the fact is the games were over so quick, you didn't get too many drinks. Like you have to definitely see that the ballparks weren't selling nearly the amount of booze and hot dogs.
Argue that side of it. Ever.
Oh my God. Like you go to a game and it's like 7th inning. Shit, we got to get cocktails. Oh crap. The game's almost over. Have I sobered up yet? Fuck. Oh, well, here we go. It was really interesting, like how fast the games went. And you were just like stuck. You're like, man, my 3-hour window is now cut short. Is that good? It's definitely good for the viewer watching on TV.
I want to hear, I have my opinions on this and I'm going to give you point, counterpoint, Jane, you ignorant slut. But I'm very curious to know what your take is on why the pitch clock is bad. Now, history has proven, data has given us.
Well,
whatever.
It's bad in the sense of like you're giving your balls. Pitch clock. Okay, look. At the end of the day, you start on a pitch count of 4 balls and 3 strikes and you're out. Fine. Well, all of a sudden, if I'm penalized at 1 ball, if I started late or whatever it was, I wasn't able to deliver in time. And now all of a sudden now it's 3-3. It gives more leeway on the offensive side, which is what baseball wants. It wants more offense. But on the defensive side of being like, well, I'm more flustered. I'm not as calm. I want to pass the
Have your
comment over to
You'll have your time.
my friend,
You'll
Mr.
have your
Leon.
time. You'll have your time.
No, you can talk.
Finish your thought.
No, that's it. That was my thought. I just thought the fact is that like it made everything more rushed. And I think baseball's such a chess match. How do you rush chess sometimes? Like if you end up rushing in a chess match, like you end up making a bad move. Is that good for the offensive side? Sure.
So I wasn't alive. I don't know if you know this in the 1920s.
You weren't?
No.
God, all that gray hair, I thought you might have been.
I know.
My whole life is a lie.
I have the look.
You didn't watch Babe Ruth hit his 500th home run?
No, I didn't.
Sure, I thought you were there.
Mickey Mantle never saw him in real life. I never saw him.
With your experience and the way you speak, I would have thought you had.
Right?
So much wisdom.
See here, I was out on the field and I saw a guy with a bat hit a ball. No.
She's got great gams, that girl.
Man, look at those legs. Wow.
So-
Quite an impression for a guy who wasn't alive 100 years ago. I'm a little suspicious.
I love that short hair. I'll stop beating her if she wants to vote.
What I will say is, yes, we're shorter attention span. Okay, I'll buy into that.
Given. It's
Twitter,
look,
blah, blah,
it is
blah,
today.
blah. I get it.
Don't argue
Got
it.
it. We're there. But I will also say, with that aside, if like the Twitter sphere and the Facebook sphere and all the other shit didn't arrive and people's I need it now didn't arrive, it's still too fucking slow.
It's
Something
still too slow.
happened in baseball where it's one of those things that if you give people an inch, they're going to take a mile. And baseball's like taking that fucking mile because they could. And I bet I don't have the data. I would love somebody who has the data to go back and look. These pitching changes, these time between pitches.
Is brought by Jiffy Auto Lube.
Yeah, the time between pitches, it got slower and slower and slower until somebody had to step in and say, this is ridiculous. We didn't have to put a rule in, but we have to do it now. We have to do it now because it's gotten out of control. So I think where baseball got it right was, okay, now we got to put a clock on it. And all the other major sports got it a little bit right where it's on a clock.
Yeah, I mean, look at like a snap in football.
I went to 2 Cub games in Pittsburgh when I was living in Columbus, and I went over there. The first game was almost 6 hours. The second game,
Six is rough, guys.
the second game was almost 4 hours, 45 minutes. That's ridiculous.
It's a long time.
It's ridiculous. And it's all bullshit. And I understand there's a chess match and you're waiting people out, but it was getting to the point where it's almost ostentatious.
Well, I mean, it's American. It's just the tough part.
No,
because like look at like cricket.
No.
Look at a game like cricket.
I know. Well, first of all, why doesn't cricket survive in the U.S.?
It doesn't.
No. Because
Is it exciting?
No.
At times. I don't know what to say. I love watching cricket.
Because I know this because I was in Australia and I watched it and I tried to care and I couldn't.
I suck. I gotta say, I absolutely suck. I actually love watching cricket. It is, fuck, you want to blow 4-6 a day? Go watch cricket.
There's no clock at all in cricket?
Fuck no.
And it goes for a week. A game can go for.
It can go, I don't know about a week.
No, it can go 6. It can go 6
it can go days.
More than one day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, more than one day? Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's great for them because tomorrow a spider could fucking kill you.
You can't see Leon's face right now. I can.
For here, where we have shit to do, I want a
winner. I want a loser. And I want it to be over.
You're right.
Well, you watch a movie for closure. You should watch a game.
I want 2 to 4 hours of entertainment. I want a winner and I want a loser. And I want to move on with my life.
I don't disagree.
That's my American way. I'm sorry. That's what I want.
I don't disagree. And is baseball America's halftime taking 6 hours? This is a little fucking rough, to be honest.
I'm really fascinated about this week-long cricket game now.
Look it up.
Oh, look it up.
I'm going to have to look it up.
It's how it works.
Dude, it's not built on a construct of time. There is no clock.
Listen,
There is just bowling and action.
Sports that US doesn't like are stupid. And here's why. Because we can't wrap our head around. And I know
Sports that are, wait.
I'm gonna throw
so you're touching
soccer.
You're touching on
soccer
a
in this
question we
stupid-
asked in the last episode is
I'm gonna
what
throw
is a
soccer out
sport?
there. Soccer.
Football.
No, it's a sport. Cricket's a sport.
It
There's no
is.
denying it.
No. There's no denying.
It's a physical sport.
It is
And
difficult.
so is soccer. I'm not arguing that.
So,
But
so
it's a
cricket's a
sport.
sport, but raptor hunting isn't.
Oh,
I have to
stop it
disagree.
with
No,
the
The
no, it is
dinosaur or the
obviously.
truck?
But what I'm saying is that if it can't, and this is why the one thing in live golf, you know how much I hate live golf. We've talked about it. The one thing I like about live golf is the
time.
shotgun start. It gives you the opportunity
Absolutely
to
agree.
see the whole thing in 4 hours.
Absolutely agree.
Other than that, I hate it.
You don't like
It's
the
a
shorts?
spectacle. It's stupid. I don't give a shit.
The music
I
lock
don't
up.
care. I just don't care.
No, I don't like the sellout. I don't like the money. I don't like the fact
Wow.
is that like
You don't need that when you're playing golf. It's stupid. You don't need that. There is still a gentleman's.
we are never going to disagree about this. Like
You don't
I
need
also-
that at brunch either, but it doesn't stop a DJ from playing at brunch.
I don't actually mind the team event and individual event. I don't mind.
We watched
it.
a baseball game yesterday that had music the whole time.
Yeah, I don't mind that. No, it did not. When they were playing baseball, music was off.
There's
They were
only the
playing the
walk-ups
game.
and in
It was
between
in
innings.
between innings. I guess what my point was.
I see your point.
Yeah, okay.
I
I don't have to
absolutely
keep
do.
reiterating.
No,
I don't
you
want to be
don't.
that guy.
No, you don't have to. Is the fact is that like at the end of the day, like baseball is still way too slow, and anything you can go to speed it up so that I can get my gratification quicker.
Listen, they're fucking athletes.
I don't disagree.
Stop fucking off. Pitch the goddamn ball. Hit the goddamn ball.
And move the
on.
fucking on.
That's it. What do we? I gotta
But,
grab my nuts. I gotta fucking grab this fucking
But
thing
it's
in
a
the
game
bag.
play.
And
So
I
what
gotta have
you
9
hate?
dudes on the mound with me.
So at the end of the day, the gameplay. I mean, it's kind of like strategy, right? Look, we'll take football.
no. Let's take baseball.
No. But look at football. You line up. All you got to do is hike the football. Omaha, blue, Omaha, red.
You know what's happening? Tick, tick,
Tick.
tick,
I know.
tick.
There's a point. You get to the clock. You didn't have to fucking yell all the other shit to get there. It's the problem is strategy. At the end of the day, I understand the point where it's like, just get it over with. But the problem is in football, you want to read how the defense is lined up
Yeah.
so that you call the right play. Now, you went in with a play and you realize, fuck, we're playing zone. I want to go to single. Let's move single. Omaha, fine. Baseball,
That can't happen in 25 seconds.
it can if your pitcher and your catcher are on the same page. And I get your point.
Okay.
The thing is, it's just putting more pressure on it. And what it has done is it's put pressure that catchers and pitchers need to be on the same page earlier on what they're going to do. And if they aren't, it levels the playing field more because now they'll be at a more disadvantage to the at-bat.
I'm still waiting for the counterpoint then, because it sounds like you're on the.
I am on the same point. I just feel that I guess I'm a truist at the end of the day, and I like the gameplay, and I didn't give a shit. It's not that I cared about a game going 6 hours, but I did like the gameplay of throwing over to first 4 times just to fuck with them. Because I like that. And that's just me personally. So I guess the point is that I didn't mind games actually going long, but I get today's world isn't really looking for that. They just want the game to be over with. And they want it to basically
It's not
have
that they
one
want
of
it to
those.
be over it. They want a result.
They want a result. They want it to be winners and losers. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
they
they
want
just
the
want a
winners and
result.
losers, and they want it to be done quicker.
Yeah.
And I think at the
No
end,
sport should last longer than 4 hours.
at the end of the day, too, is like you got to look at like the sport
Statement.
needs to evolve. What were the new rules this year? Do you remember? Does anyone know?
No, they haven't published the new rules yet.
I thought they did have new rules this year.
No,
They all have to be circumcised. I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
new.
I wasn't aware of that one.
That should be told.
I guess I got to go play in Japan.
I think Leon has a great point of no sport should last longer than 4 hours. That's probably fair. It's debatable, but I think it's fair. The other part is my challenge of your strategy argument of it needs to take long. It doesn't. We just watched Searching for Bobby Fischer. And there's guys in Washington Square Park in Manhattan that play chess in 2 minutes.
It's
Chess by
repetitive,
definition
though.
is a strategy game. You've got 8 on 8 or 16 on 16, if you want to think of it that way. And there are so many different combinations of moves. So the idea that I need to take 2 minutes to make a decision on a strategy so that I can be in sync with my teammate is bullshit. So I kind of like the idea that they're speeding it up because I think fast baseball is somewhat akin to fast chess.
Okay. You being someone that went and watched the Bananas play, what rules do you figure in there? And maybe this opens up way too much for this segment. But
I think it's a fair question.
It's a fair question. What is Bananas baseball doing to disrupt baseball?
The Bananas do what I think most people complain about in baseball is there is so much that's not happening in the minutes of a game. If you think about baseball, and we watched a game yesterday, and we're going to watch again tomorrow, there is so much not happening. So, for example, a foul ball.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happens. There's a reset involved.
Well, a fan gets a treasure at the end of the day.
A fan gets a treasure. That's wonderful. But the Bananas solve that by making a big deal about a foul ball. And they make it about audience interaction. If a fan...
But it also speeds the game up.
Well, if a fan catches a foul ball, that's an out.
Yeah, that's just speeding up the game. That's huge.
But there's also the idea of something's happening.
That means the batter then is... I like the counterpoint to this, where it's like, man, you better make good contact. Don't just fucking half-ass that swing.
Well, I'm kind of going with Leon on this one is there is a strategy to a pitcher waiting out a batter. And there's a suspension of disbelief. There's a suspense of the waiting, the anxiety, the anticipation.
But what's Leon's point there?
There's a strategy to that. The challenge is you sold the ticket. And the extension of that is you sold the entertainment package on television. So I'm sitting there in the stands. I'm sitting in the stands and I'm waiting for the pitcher to stare down the batter.
Yes.
And the two of them have a distinct moment, eye to eye.
They lock eyes.
Man to man.
Don't wink at me.
Battle to battle.
I'm ready for it.
I, as the spectator, have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old going, Dad, can we do this? Dad, can we do that? Dad, this is boring.
I want a hot dog.
This sucks.
I'm bored.
I don't want to be here.
I want to go somewhere else.
Mom said I could do this.
Yeah.
Why is he not here? What's going on?
Yeah.
Throw the fucking ball.
Priest.
Now, the Bananas have a very interesting thing because they do pyrotechnics and explosions and fireworks and streamers and all that shit. So the whole idea is there's constantly, there is legitimate baseball. A guy throws a ball, a dude with a helmet swings a metal thing, and there is contact and there's action. They run the bases, they do the thing. But for the most part, what the Bananas do amazingly is they go, yeah, there's going to be baseball. But in between baseball, we're going to keep you engaged. And I think that solves what the pitch clock is trying to satisfy is the game should move along. I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with Leon's statement, but there's a play clock in football. There's a shot clock in basketball.
What's my statement that you don't completely agree with?
A sport should be concluded in 4 hours.
Oh, okay. I just didn't understand what you were.
Well, there's a hockey clock. Mm-hmm. There's a
soccer one.
Well, soccer, the
plus extra time.
The wonderful thing about soccer is the clock never stops.
No,
nope.
That's it. Did you say that's the wonderful thing about soccer?
I love that about soccer.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Oh,
I love it and hate it because it's very
He makes a
subjective
face.
to how much extra
no,
time
that's
you
the
can
worst
add
part
to
about
it.
soccer.
I love that about soccer. The clock never stops.
When is the game over? I don't know. How much more time's left? I don't know.
They're
Whatever
going to
that guy says.
I'm
subjectively.
sorry.
they're
Can
gonna
you
say,
answer that question about football?
Yeah.
When's the game over?
It's when the fucking clock gets zero.
No, fuck
Which
that.
is when?
Screw that.
When the fucking clock goes zero.
Bullshit.
Which is when?
Bullshit. Because the fact is that like, hey, it's the 2-minute warning. I'm like, how long is this going to fucking take?
What? Who doesn't know that a 2-minute warning exists?
I'm
It's
sorry.
a fucking automatic timeout.
Yeah. How long does 2 minutes take?
Okay.
It
Then
doesn't
how
take
long
2
does
minutes?
2 minutes to clock off on most games? Because I guarantee you it ain't fucking 2 minutes.
Because you have timeouts and commercial breaks. It's
no,
not 2
it's not
minutes.
the timeouts. It's the fact is it depends on the strategy of the game. It could take another fucking 15 minutes to end 2 minutes.
What I love about
What
football.
are you two talking about?
So, all right.
You are off the charts. What are you talking about?
If a soccer game starts,
You know exactly how much time's on the clock when you play football.
Yes, how many
you know
timeouts are left?
exactly what happens when you hit 2 minutes.
Shit.
Bullshit.
What are you talking about?
All right. I'm going to give you a thesis.
Okay.
Let's assume how long is a halftime?
15 minutes.
Let's say
20.
let's say 15.
15,
20.
20.
Let's say 20. All right, so that's 20.
Who gives a shit?
20.
Call time. Who cares?
Add your halftime.
Okay.
When the soccer game begins at 1 o'clock, I know that by 3 o'clock, I'm going home.
Oh, absolutely. The game's over. Absolutely.
Can you say that about football?
Nope.
No. If that's your argument, I support it. That's not what I'm talking
Counterpoint,
about.
no.
That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
I'm talking about the competitiveness of the clock. That's where I struggle.
Well, that's a totally different argument.
It
but
is.
I get
That's
your
what
point.
I'm
Now
arguing.
you
Well,
you
so
clarify.
So I would say
I'm
that
not gonna
that's his
disagree
argument
on
about
that.
the pitcher.
You're talking about
Strategic use of
I
the
need
clock.
to squeeze a sporting event into my calendar.
You
I'm
said
not
a
talking-
sporting event should be 4 hours. That means
I understand that. I understand that.
How
and I
long
agree
was the
with
Super
that.
Bowl this year?
And I still agree with it. I still agree.
I thought this Super Bowl was particularly short.
You motherfuckers, you just ask me shit and you just talk through the whole thing. You don't even let me
Are
counter.
you going to get to it?
I haven't got off my face yet. But okay, yes. Sorry.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
We haven't gone to the mids yet.
Mitch is
He
done.
took his mics off. He's done.
Super Bowl this year was
You're a
Good
goddamn
Super Bowl.
quitter. Put your mic on.
half.
No, you're not
Second
even.
half. Well, I'm not a baseball fan, so I didn't really have anything to say.
Listen,
Super Bowl this year
Stop.
was.
Why are you here?
Second half was
Can I
fantastic.
unplug his
I
mic?
hate your face.
So
I'm
everybody else-
unplugging his
Get
mic.
to the mic.
Don't put the mics back on if you don't want me
Get to
talk.
the mic.
Second half of Super Bowl this year was fantastic. The first half was boring as shit. And it did go into overtime, which nobody should be upset about. The Super Bowl. It's like the climax of the season. Nothing to be upset about there. Baseball gets dull as shit if you don't have something keeping the momentum going. And the pitch clock had to happen. Like it should have happened 20 years ago. Anybody who's not like a huge baseball fan, I know certain people are huge baseball fans.
listen.
Should have happened 20 years ago because it's such a slow ass sport without it. It really is. Like there's too much watching the guy at the fucking mound doing nothing.
You're abusing your power.
Are you?
I'm using it for good.
You want to say something?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Okay,
I'm not the biggest.
So we had
I'm-
two. We had
I'm
two
not even
different.
the fifth
we had two
biggest
different
sports
points.
fan at this
situations.
table, and there's 4 people here.
Danny
so I'm
made
just
it really
gonna
good
say
point.
that.
So happy you guys are here.
It's.
I'm glad I put the
I
mic
would like
back on.
everything
for
I
you
go
shame
to
me.
end within our time that an allocated time. I
Just
would like
because the
that.
Dolphins didn't make it
Because
soccer's not your
past the
favorite
second
sport.
round of the playoffs doesn't allow you to
Because you can't tell me football would actually be
I know you wanna
allocated
hit that button.
time
I'm gonna
that
keep
would make
pushing him
any
until he hits
sense.
the button.
Yeah. Wait, I don't. There's too many voices going on. What did you say, Jums?
Football,
Mm-hmm.
American football,
Mm-hmm.
Not soccer is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not.
cool. Thanks for clarifying.
Can absolutely not be what you're talking about because there's no idea how long the goddamn game's going to take.
But they're very good about ending in under 4 hours,
And-
even with overtime.
And
That's a lot of fucking
football
time.
is
They're
not even
very
It's
good.
probably
Football's not even
honestly
close to as
the
boring
one
as
thing
shit
I hate
as
more
baseball
about
is.
football is the fact is it takes 4 fucking hours to have a winner.
No, it will most likely, most of the time, is 3 hours.
Still 3 fucking hours.
Plus,
That's what you signed up for. I mean, that's what you signed up for.
I would
Yeah.
rather only spend maybe 100 minutes. That's
You know,
it.
I would
110.
let me
I'm not on board.
110.
you know what the difference between
I'm gonna make
That's
a
professional-
less than
I'm gonna
2
make a proposal.
hours, folks.
I'm not on board with that.
Less than 2 hours, and I got a winner and a fucking loser, and I move on.
I'm gonna
Well,
make
you
a
know I'm a
proposal.
golf fan, so I could watch sports all day.
You know
That's
the
not
difference
really the
between
thing.
professional
What I'm
football
saying
and
is
professional baseball is?
What?
Listen, this
There's
is
like a
just
50-50 chance that in professional football, some guy's going to get snapped in half at some point through the game. That's why I watch it.
you are
Yeah,
not
that's-
allowed to
that's
talk
poignant.
until I say.
You're done.
That's good. That adds
You're
to our
done. You're
conversation. I'm proud
Listen,
of you.
cut him off. No.
I'm not even kidding a little bit.
You cut your mic off.
got his mic.
Who come in my
You're awesome. That's a dick
You
man.
just get to cut my.
He just pulled it. He pulled it out of the thing. Put it
Plug
back
it
in.
in. Plug it back in.
Don't put up with that shit. Okay.
Sorry.
What is he? I will argue. I will argue the 4 hour. Here you go. You got it.
I'm back in, folks.
I will argue the 4 hour time because everyone knows what you're heading into.
Don't touch
This-
my cable.
This event
Isn't it?
will last somewhere between 7 and 8, 7 and 9, or whatever. You know, I'm going to come home between 9 and 10. And that's okay. That's okay. Baseball's not like that.
Well,
It has been recently because they put in the pitch clock.
no, and also the runner starts on second. That's the other real reason why
That's
baseball stopped actually going into 1 a.m. games.
Such a weird.
Yeah, but have they
rule
really
that
done that?
starting on second?
It's rare, but it does.
What rare?
The-
If you have the same score at the 9th, the 10th inning starts with a runner. The last runner to get out starts on second.
You just don't see it very often.
Fuck, you see it all the time.
I want a big fat
How many
Babe
out of
Ruth
10
motherfucker
games?
stepping up to the plate like they did in the.
How many out of 10 games?
Okay.
I don't have
Ah,
the stats.
could be
I'm
fun.
asking stats.
Yes.
I don't know. 10?
Out of 10
One?
games?
One.
Would
It's
you
all-
say
it's
that's
more
not
often.
very often? 1 out of
10%?
10
10%?
is very
It's
often.
162 games. What do you want me to say? That's
Okay.
62.
So
no, it's more than that.
Would you say that's
16.
No, 6. Yeah,
but that's very often
16.
by your definition?
What do you want me to say? You want 16 games? How many? Question really is how
What
many
I'm
extra
questioning is
inning
your
games
definition of very often.
10%?
10% to you is
What is
very
that?
often.
Is 12 a number?
You're a motherfucker. You know what I'm getting at, and you fucking know
How
it.
about 13 and a half?
You're an asshole. You know it, you feel it, and you're
By-
burned, and you fucking know it.
It feels hot in here.
Where is my fucking bullshit? Listen, you're an asshole, and I don't want you anymore. But seriously,
Happy I'm on this side of the mic.
That's more mature.
listen. I had a point, and it was very serious. And you're a fucking asshole. For fucking...
I kind of forgot what it was, but
No, the point is that you need to know what you go into. And if a baseball game lasts 4 hours, then that's what's going to last. That's what's going to. I'm going into a 4 hour game. It's me 3 to 4 hours.
can I just remind, we were just trying to recap an episode in March of last year.
No, we're not talking about that. We've moved on.
I miss Wade Box.
And then
Why?
what happened?
Danny? What's up to the hotbeds, Leon?
I don't know.
Fix
what
the
it-
shit.
I miss
don't-
big
I don't know what
fat.
happened.
I miss
How's
big
your face?
fat batters and big fat pitchers in baseball. I feel like that was the most entertaining part. It really was.
Listen. Why
Yeah.
weight bugs? Since you decided to come to the
He just
show,
sort of- he just-
What about a
he
third
just-
baseman that you
he's a-
really love?
he just had a weird style, just throwing at the plate as hard as he could.
was it the mustache?
And it was partly the mustache, and it was partly the sewer rats that came out.
Get Spitz or Raleigh Fingers or one of those other guys and get your mustache
Look,
fetish out of the
I've
way.
been shamed. I've been unplugged. I've been abused in almost every way a podcaster can be. I'm just trying to contribute.
Can you
Just
talk
tonight?
about what we have done to you that you feel is unjustified?
No.
How do you feel
This is a
violated?
conversation about baseball. I have almost nothing to contribute.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I've been pretty clear about that.
And yet you're
Unless
throwing
we're
out
gonna
Wade
talk about-
Boggs.
Unless we're going to talk about Raptors on the baseball field.
The truck or the-
I will
the-
re-engage.
But I mean, honestly, we have totally derailed, but here's
Halfway.
what I will
Well,
talk about very seriously is the game.
Okay, back to baseball.
Back to baseball.
Back to baseball. Is the game better from the rules that were implemented?
No,
last
it's
year?
not. Because
You don't
people
think so?
abused it. People no, I know. I think that the game has to move faster.
So you want even more improvement?
No, I don't. I just want the game to move as it did before people. There was always an invisible clock. People didn't pay attention to it. Everyone just kind of knew it happened. Get up to the mound, pitch the ball,
Step out
Hit the ball.
Yeah.
and then something happened where it's like, you know what? There's no rule. There's no rule. You don't have. Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Step out.
There's not a rule.
Let me
Well,
do my
probably-
batting gloves. Check
Do
them.
your
Well,
batting
there was
gloves.
that for sure, but probably in the 60s, pitchers all of a sudden went, fuck it, I'm going to take my time.
Take
Well,
your time.
I mean, it's a game of chess. And I guess
no,
the
it
point
isn't.
is,
No, it
No.
became one.
it became a game of chess. That's what I'm saying. It became a game of chess. And the thing is, the fans are tired of it.
Yeah, but my point is
I think they
don't
abused
associate chess with time. You can
Oh,
put 2
It's-
minutes on a
you're
clock.
doing something in the sense of chess, but it's all about action. I use the word chess as being a maneuverable position. That's all
Listen,
I'm talking about with the
Chess is all about
Everybody
planning.
wants.
You know what the players are. You know what the players can do. You have all of
I
your
understand
options
that.
immediately laid
so
out
you
in front
know
of you.
what a player at bat doesn't like
So you
and what
should
he
be able to
dislikes.
bang, bang,
Every
bang, bang,
pitcher,
bang.
Every catcher, every coach, everybody on that field knows more today than they do 5 years ago, 10 years ago, Babe Ruth
2 years ago.
Babe Ruth years ago. They know everything about who's ever up at bat.
No, yeah. The data that's out there,
And
you should have
why
enough to be more
you
prepared.
need to explain to me as a baseball fan on why there shouldn't be a pitch clock, on why it takes longer when you have more information.
I still want to play the game. I don't know. I get your point. I think you're great. I agree with you. The fact is that like you have more data at your fingertips than ever before.
Ever.
Why in the hell
Everybody knows what
does
this
it
guy
take more than
does.
30 seconds
That's right.
to figure out what the fuck you want to do?
Everybody knows what this guy's going to do. This guy pulls left. This guy likes high pitches.
But I like the
This
fact
guy
is
likes-
of playing with people's emotions while they're at bat.
But that isn't fun for the viewer.
It isn't, but it's fun for me.
Purist.
It's subjective.
It's fun for the purist.
But do you understand that it's hurting
This is the
game?
purest conversation, though. That's really what it is.
It's hurting the game, though. You know that.
I understand that. It's the purest. It's
In
the
the
purest.
aggregate.
But at the end of the point, that's kind of a lot. What it is when you bring change to baseball, you destroy the purist.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, no.
I don't buy that at
Yeah,
all.
but what? So
There's
should
nothing about today's game that had anything to do with fucking
Oh, today's game's is a bunch of people
Had
banging on a trash
anything
can. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's
to
totally
do
different.
with Babe Ruth Those guys walked onto the mound today.
Oh, they get blown away. No joke.
You're telling me right now that Mickey Mantle would walk on to a mound against any of the pitchers today?
Oh, wouldn't stand a chance.
Wouldn't stand a chance.
Otani.
No,
Fuck.
not
Nah.
a chance.
That's a fun exercise.
No, it isn't.
Otani in
It's-
a time machine.
It's
That'd be fun.
but it's the same thing in baseball. We're picking on baseball,
I know.
but
We got a whole,
it's the
it's
same
like an
football.
hour segment on baseball. I love this.
Because we're here. It's spring training.
This is a reaction to
why we're here.
76. And 76,
This is why we had this conversation back in March last year.
76 was a statement on the
Can I hear that pitch again?
change.
One more time out of
Which
your
is
voice.
why we're having this conversation last year.
Listen. 3 Raptors in Cardinal Stadium.
There's a
He's literally falling asleep, folks. Can you move on to something more exciting?
Raptors.
You
We
mother.
lost one.
Your
Put on
mother.
your headphones.
Where
At
are
least you want to hear this.
Your mother. There's
No,
another
I
cigar
lost
over
me.
there.
At the
Can you put on your headphones and be a part of this?
I have nothing to contribute
Are
about
we
baseball.
going to settle the baseball argument?
What is the argument? Is baseball better off with the 3
Do
rules
you
that they
admit
implement?
you are wrong?
I will never admit that I'm wrong about anything.
You got it right.
I've forgotten the heat of the moment. You attacked
In-
me on my Raptor argument. How dare you?
In review of episode 76, you
You're
said
so
the pitch
different.
clock was
He'll
bullshit.
edit it out.
You said the defensive shift was questionable, and you said the base size didn't matter.
No, I think the base side did matter. That is wrong. I'm almost certain I said I approved the base side. I definitely agreed with the shift to create offense. And 3, I didn't like the pitch clock.
And the data
And
has
how do you
shown
feel today?
that
I would probably say I agreed to the pitch clock because I think games being better for the viewer on TV,
Which is the most important.
which is more important because they make the money.
financially, yeah.
My $12 for the seat that I'm sitting in isn't really worth much shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. The bases it's indefinitive on was the base better to be bigger or smaller. I think it was better for reducive injury. You can't necessarily say, well, if the base was this size and that guy would have hurt himself and what on a play. That one doesn't matter.
So, yes, on bigger bases.
I think bases, I already was yes. So I'm indifferent. That's fine.
I'm not challenging you. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Yes.
clarifying.
The only real question was the pitch clock beneficial to baseball? I think the reality is that today's viewer, it probably was.
The
Because
science says it
viewers-
was.
Yeah. The science is going to say yes because the viewer on TV is going to be happier
You
with
as
a
the
game ending
purists
in
are
2
not
hours. My
satisfied.
purist inside says, I don't really care for it. But you know what? That's the same thing what happened this year in soccer, where all of a sudden the Premier League all of a sudden arbitrarily fucking put this whole bullshit of longer stoppage time. Whereas stoppage time used to be 4 to 5, 6 minutes. It's now fucking 9 minutes. And it's like 9 to 12 minutes. It's like way
Mitch.
too much.
I would like to know something from Mitch because he's been silent this whole time. Thank you for joining us again. Mitch.
Yeah.
Here's what I would like to ask you. If you had 3 hours
to spend
and you had one sport to watch,
just one.
what sport would that be?
Oh, NFL for sure.
It's
Football.
so
Why?
fucking boring.
Why?
Wait. Live or on TV?
Either.
Either.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, I'm with him.
Bullshit.
I'm team Midge on this one.
Are you telling me you would rather watch NFL football live or on TV
Jeremy,
versus
you
live
gotta understand like the
NHL?
bulk of the
Yeah.
population. I get you're a
I'd
baseball guy and
I'd much rather watch
you
hockey.
play baseball from a guy I've never
Football's number one for me all day.
I have never
All day.
played any.
I would say Hawaiian tropic models fucking.
No,
Well,
that's
not
number
sport.
one.
That's not a sport yet.
I've never.
We're still working on it.
I'm with you on
Like your
that.
Dare all of
definition,
you.
sir.
I'm
It
with you.
is. There is offense
that's an
and
actual
defense
sport, I'm on
and
board.
breaks the sweat.
We're together. We're on that.
you not
That's
say
enough.
Hawaiian
Oh, you're
Tropic?
mad that a major network hasn't
Sport.
picked it up.
Yeah, that's
How dare you
right.
say
no problem.
Hawaiian
Not my
Tropic
problem.
models are not a sport when I've masturbated to them for that many hours. Of my life.
This is turning slightly south.
We got dark.
Yeah, you know what? In terms of things
no.
that I've masturbated to, it's not a
NFL.
sport. No.
No, NFL. You know, like
What's your team now? What's your team?
Yeah.
What do you mean, what's my team now?
Eagles?
It's always been the Bucks. Always been the Bucks.
Good for
Oh.
you.
Jack
Good
City
for the
Jack
Good
Offs.
for you.
High and low.
Good for you. He
And
has
your-
been.
And your Dolphins. Oh,
He's been Tampa Bay all
20
day.
24 years. 24 years.
You have been very loyal to
I
Tampa
know.
for sure. Good luck.
You are
Um,
Mr. Tampa Bay. I
it's-
love
Who owns Tampa Bay?
Who owns Tampa Bay? Nobody really.
Bullshit. This guy is not a fan. He doesn't even know who owns
it.
their
That's
team.
not fair.
No,
That's not
who owns their
fair.
team?
Who owns the
Who
team?
owns the
Who
Niners?
gives a
That's
shit?
not fair. That's not fair. A lot of fans don't.
I don't
know
give a
the
shit.
owners.
The answer
Oh,
is no.
burn.
I don't give a shit about NFL football. It's the Glazers
Who owns the
fucking
Chargers?
own Bucks, who own Manchester United.
Okay.
Who owns the Chargers?
Congratulations. I
I
don't really
couldn't
give a
tell you.
shit.
I know
You're
what you're
fired.
doing there, and I appreciate it, and I don't think it's fair because I think 80% of the fan base doesn't know the ownership name, and I actually
don't really care.
appreciate that because fuck the owners.
Yeah, I don't
know,
give a
it's
shit
fuck
about the
owners.
Fuck
owners.
the owners.
I absolutely can't stand the
Like,
owners.
I know Jerry
We
West
never-
owned the Lakers for how many fucking years, and Jerry West is a giant fucking asshole. So
He's never
damn.
owned the Lakers.
No.
Jerry West or
What-
Jerry
you
Buss?
don't know what
Buss.
you're talking about.
Jerry Buss owned the Lakers.
But okay, all right.
Buss.
Last fucking
Jerry
name.
But you're
West was a
not.
player.
You're not wrong.
But what I'm saying
the
is I
sentiment is right.
don't really give a shit. I don't really care. Who gives a shit who fucking owns them? It doesn't make any difference.
Who is it that owns? I can't remember who owns the 49ers. Who is it?
The Niners.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
I can tell you who owns
That's the
almost
point.
any team I've ever supported. I don't care.
cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? This is my team.
I don't know the answer.
Right.
I was
I
challenging
like-
you. I don't,
I have no
I
idea.
don't know who owns the
Quarterback.
Chargers either.
I
Kraft
like-
owns the Patriots. I know that one.
Well, everybody
well,
knows that.
everyone knows that. Everyone knows
Everyone
who
knows
owns
Jerry
Dallas.
Jones. Everybody knows the Rooney's.
Stanford
Lamars.
or
Everyone
Sanders.
knows
I know-
who owns Pittsburgh.
I know Bill Maher's part
No, I couldn't
owners
tell
of
you
the
owned
West
Pittsburgh.
I know
of
that
the
the
Mets,
the
but it doesn't
Rooney's-
make me any bigger
You don't know the
fan.
Rooney's?
I don't
Mm-mm.
really give a shit.
The Rooney's have owned Pittsburgh forever,
Yeah, I know.
like since the beginning. Of
It's
time.
just fun.
The Rooney's.
The whole point was
I've never claimed to be a
At the end
fucking
of the day-
huge
Oh,
sports
wait,
fan. That's
stop,
just my
stop.
team.
At the end of the day, I'm not picking on you. The reality is
Really?
the Glazers,
Are you sure?
Malcolm, and I'm too hammered right now to figure out. But the Glazers own the Bucks, and the reality is they own Manchester United, and I can't wait for them to go the fuck away because they fuck up the team.
So
I don't give a
he's-
shit about.
He's taking
all right.
his soccer
All-
hatred out on you.
First
and
of
that's
all,
not
right.
yeah.
So
That
First
is
of all-
exactly what's
so who
happening.
do the
Every
Boston-
fucking
who do
like,
the
who
Red
do I
Sox
give a
owners
shit? What
own?
billionaire owns what fucking
Liverpool.
team? It makes no difference to me.
There you
I don't
go.
give a
Fenway
shit.
Group.
There you go.
Like,
Thank
if you really
Fenway.
like,
Fenway Group owns
do you celebrate
Liverpool.
an
Liverpool.
owner of a particular fucking team? They're all a bunch of billionaire assholes. It's like,
Yeah.
Nobody likes the billionaire team owners.
I-
Nobody
like
likes
who,
them.
who,
I
who
couldn't agree
fucking
more.
cares?
Is this what you wanted?
And we're all secret Wrexham fans.
This is true.
Yeah, we are.
If there was one owner I did want to get behind, it's that one.
It's those two.
It's those two.
No, thank you. I wanted to wrap this up because this was an answer to episode 76.
This is what we wanted.
I'm glad we solved all the problems in sports.
And
You're welcome, audience.
Wrexham, you rock.
Yeah, please get promotion this year.
Ryan or Charlie?
No, it's Rob
Rob?
Rob
McElhenney.
McElhenney.
Yeah, Rob too. You're all right, Rob.
Give me a tag.
That is our show. You can email us at bottleofbrown@gmail.com. Leave a message for Danny, Leon, Midge, Mr. Jones, any of our special guests. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like. We want to hear from you. If you like our show, please give us a 5-star review on your podcast app or share your favorite episode with a friend. Every positive review makes it easier for others to find the show and join the Bob community. We're on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Share a quiet drink with us next episode. Same brown time, same brown channel, bottleofbrown.com.
place is dead anyway, man.